Gates of Arkham is the second expansion for Elder Sign, and this is a really worthy expansion just from the looks of it, right? It's got new cards, got new mechanics, it's got these gates that open that you have to close up, it's got a whole bunch of new stuff going on for it, but it still has the core fun mechanic that is Elder Sign. The first thing Elder Sign vets will notice is that adventure cards have changed. They now have important information on the back of the card. That's because most cards come into play unrevealed. Only after moving to the cards can you uncover the tasks and its reward. This totally changes how you'll approach Elder Sign, and it is a brilliant switch up. Let's look at the adventure card in detail. This is the difficulty of the tasks on the card. Green for easy, yellow for normal, and red for hard. Sometimes there are effects that occur at midnight as long as the back is visible. An easy solution to this is, travel to the card. That flips it over, removing the at midnight effect. Most cards though have something positive on the back. This is the new marketplace for Elder Sign. Take the trophies and the tasks you earn from killing monsters and trade them in for helpful stuff, like gaining an ally. You can also become a member of an organization, something new to Gates of Arkham. Now you can only use the action on the back of the card the first time you travel there. The other side should look more familiar. However, note a couple of changes. This symbol, that's a good thing. If you belong to the Sheldon gang, you complete this task automatically. And see this symbol again down here? That's a bonus reward for belonging to the Sheldon gang. Now I should mention that you can also join the Order of the Silver Twilight if that's your jam. But be careful because, well, see this new symbol? That signifies an event. Whenever you try to resolve tasks on a card with an event symbol, you draw an event card. These cards seem pretty much universally nasty, and some offer extra bad effects on members of organizations. Membership has its privileges, but also its beatdowns. The other major addition comes from the very name in the expansion itself. The Ancient One really wants to get into our world, and in his attempts, he's opening up these little gates. But not, oh yay, gates to cool places. More like locked gates you need to hammer open to restore order to the world. When you're told to add a gate, you draw an Other Worlds card. Remember these cards? They're usually tougher than most adventure cards, offer better rewards, and are mostly ignored. Well, not anymore. A gate connects an Other World to an adventure card, and you can't travel to that adventure card until you complete the connected Other World card sealing the gate. There are only 3 pairs of gates in the game, so if you need to add another and you can't, you add a Doom token to the Ancient One's Doom track instead. Not cool, bro. The 4 Ancient Ones included in the expansion now have gate markers on their Doom tracks. When you place a Doom token here, you guessed it, another gate opens. There are, of course, new item cards, new allies, and an all-new set of Mythos cards to draw and curse at. Also added is a new skill deck. These skill cards are awesome. They are permanent boosts that are necessary to survive the brutal new difficulty of Elder Sign, Gates of Arkham. I can't tell you how excited I was when Elder Sign Gates of Arkham showed up at my door. I'm a big Elder Sign fan, and actually Elder Sign is one of the first games that my wife and I started playing. This is what helped get her into games, so having a really cool expansion was exciting for me. And this is a game that honestly, Fantasy Flight put everything in the kitchen sink into this expansion, right? And honestly, it maybe is a case of too much of a good thing. That there's just too much going on, too many new things, that you have to worry about these gates, that honestly the Doom token track feels way too fast now. I mean, to the point of being unbalanced. Even on the easiest boss, it's filling for us within 15 minutes. It's obscene. You can't mitigate it, to be honest. In all the games I've played so far, it just happens too fast. I think they've unbalanced the game by doing it. I think a big part of it is because these event cards are really unbalanced. Like, you already have bad things that happen to you every hour in the game that you're turning over. Like, you don't need events that are also making things bad. And yes, they've added skills and some new items and a new marketplace that will allow you to kind of buff up your character more than you ever could in the past. But to be honest, I think that it's not it's not even a case of, oh, the game's too hard. I think that the game is just too much. I think they've added one element too much. You know, you got these organizations on top of that do good and bad things. I think they went a little bit too far. And for me, I think from now on, I would house rule to actually take out the events cards. I think without the events cards, this game probably is much better balanced, and even better balanced than it was in the original packaging. Once you add in the events, it all just becomes too difficult. I think you got to either have, if you're gonna have the events, don't have the gates, but you're gonna need to do a little bit of house ruling, I think, to really get this to feel right. Because to me, it actually plays too quickly. Like, you either gonna win or lose like that. Like, honestly, at least 10 minutes have been shaved off the game, and that's not a good thing, because this wasn't a long game to begin with, and you want that build up, you want that pace, and you just don't have it anymore. So, mixed review for Elder Sign Gates of Arkham. I love a lot of the individual elements that Fantasy Flight has added, but I think as a whole it actually kind of breaks the game a little bit. So if you're willing to play it, try it, get maybe frustrated by how it plays, and then be okay with house ruling where you're just gonna take one of these elements out of it, I think you're gonna love it if you're an Elder Sign fan. And honestly, it's gonna be hard to go back to what Elder Sign was once you've experienced these hidden cards and the new gate mechanics and everything like that. So that is Elder Sign Gates of Arkham. It is available now, and if Fantasy Flight stays on its track record with Elder Sign expansions, you're probably not gonna get another one for a very long time. So I'd say don't hold back. Pick it up if you like Elder Sign. I think you're gonna enjoy it. Just be ready to house rule this one.